Thank you for turning to page 121. Today we're going to take a look at a Paladin's favorite weapon. I did a video not too long on the Cavalier and then followed it up with the Paladin himself. Now I'm going to follow up with the Paladin's weapon, the Holy Avenger. This is a really good sword. The +5 Holy Avenger. The Holy Avenger is a holy sword. In the hands of any character other than a Paladin, it performs as a +2 sword. In the hands of a Paladin, however, it creates a magic resistance of 50% in a 5-foot radius, dispels magic in a 5-foot radius at the level of magic use equal to the experience level of the Paladin, and inflicts +10 points of bonus damage upon chaotic evil opponents. That is really powerful. Couple of things to think about here. Magic resistance of 50% in a 5-foot radius. That's powerful. 50% MR is, of course, you're immune to half the spells that are thrown at you, adjusted for level. So an 11th level magic user throwing a magic missile at this Paladin, if the Paladin were to roll 50% or less at my table, he would take no damage from it. His MR would hold. 11th level, of course, is the base level. That's where you get no adjustment at all, upward or downward, for magic resistance. So if I'm casting an 11th level, whatever my target has that same magic resistance. I've done a video on magic resistance in the past. So if I have a 14th level magic user throw that same spell, that's 3 levels higher than 11th. That would take 15% off the magic resistance. The Paladin would have 35% resistance, and so on. But that's pretty powerful. You have to be careful when you give this sword out that you don't give it out too early, because this could easily eclipse the other players. Also, it inflicts +10 points of bonus damage upon chaotic evil opponents. We actually interpreted this exactly as written and make it that a Holy Avenger, and I know a lot of people are going to push back on this interpretation, but it's how we played it. When we, back in the early 80s when we were playing this, we made this determination. I've kept it that way. That it says +10 hit points of bonus damage. That is on top of the already existing +5. That makes the Holy Avenger +15 damage versus chaotic evil. A lot of people have pushed back on that and said, oh, it's too powerful. That's not what it says. I am reading it as written, and it says, and inflicts +10 hit points of bonus damage upon chaotic evil opponents. I believe that is actually what was meant to be given. So, again, any comments you want to make about how I'm wrong, that's fine. I got a little pushback on my Dwarven Thrower when I put in the video that we add the 3 and then double or triple it on a throw instead of just adding the 3 on top of the damage. Some people didn't interpret that way, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. But this is one that I do feel is written that way, and it is one that I stay with. Now, the +5 Holy Avenger, a +5 sword that can dispel magic and has magic resistance of 50%, that's really powerful. You're going to need to be at least around 10th level or so to get this Holy Avenger at my table. But what I have done a few times in the past is I have given out Holy Avengers that grow with the characters. My wife plays a character, Paladin named Valeria, and Craig, my player at my table, plays her twin brother, Valor. So we have Valor and Valeria at the table. They are both Paladins. And to keep things even between them and everything else, I decided I would give out a Holy Avenger at +2. And then as they progress in level, the Holy Avenger progresses in level. Those characters have been around now for 12 or 15 years. They are both, I want to say, 9th level. And their Holy Avengers, I think, have progressed to +4/+4 and 40% MR and stuff like that. Valor and Valeria are two of my favorite characters to actually DM in our campaign. They can just be a ton of fun. And they had to roll because they're both of noble blood and could inherit mom and dad's estate, and in fact did during the course of the campaign. We had never figured out which of these twins was the older. So they each in front of us rolled a 20-sider to see who was older, and in fact, Valeria won. So Valeria is the older of the two. To quote Sonny, it's always sunny in Philadelphia, worst is first. My wife didn't care for that designation. But yeah, she is the older of the two in our campaign. She inherited, her brother did not. And then we look here at the +5 Holy Avengers, also 4,000 experience points. So you've got to be careful when you give this guy out. You don't want to give it out just flat as written, unless it's somebody a paladin who is already around 9th or 10th level, that you've kept this Holy Sword from, and now you've gone ahead and given it. Holy Sword can also be a great quest for Paladin. I talked in the Paladin video about how I had the Paladins quest for their war horses instead of having the horse just appear. I've done the same thing for Holy Avengers. And at one point, I gave out one of my players a +6 Holy Avenger, which I made +12 bonus damage versus evil opponents. He really loved that, and he actually played a Paladin very, very well. Unfortunately, he dropped from our game almost 30 years ago, and I missed that Paladin, the blue Paladin. So, but that's it. I've always had Paladins at my table. That Paladins actually always been a popular class at our table, and continues to be. And my players actually play them very, very well. They know what I will expect from them as Paladins, and they have no problem with it. So that's all I've got to say today from page 121. Just a short look at a great sword. Not a great sword, but a great sword from the Dungeon Master's Guide. Please leave any comments below, and if you like the video, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time on page 121.